Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. I just wanted to go over the Wuthering Waves May revenue report. I'm currently on the Wuthering Waves Reddit looking over the Sensor Tower revenue report for Gacha games this last month, as you can see right here. Um, as you know, Wuthering Waves came out during the last week of May, so it only had 9 days of revenue to report for. Let's just keep this preface because I know that a lot of the internet discussion is, wow, Wuthering Waves made no money compared to when Honkai Star Rail released, Genshin Impact released, or Tower of Fantasy released, right? But remember, they only had 9 days to account for revenue from the May 22nd to May 31st to account for revenue for the month of May. On top of that, currently, most people are saving their money or saving all their pulls to get Yinlin on the next banner, which comes out in 4 days, by the way. I'll be going over that dev report in another video. But this is coming with a male character that nobody... I'm not going to say nobody. There's a lot of people that still want Gion. I think Gion is cool as shit, but I'm saving for Yinlin because I'm playing free-to-play. But they still made this much money with a character that most people are waiting for a rerun on because they want Yinlin instead. So I think Wuthering Waves did great. 25 million is still a lot of money for gacha games, right? They might have put in millions of dollars, but most gacha games don't bring in millions of dollars every month. All right. Um, I think if you're gonna make a judgment about, is Wuthering Waves really that popular or it's a flop, quote unquote, of gacha games? Because you can't compare it to most gacha games when there's only a few outliers that hit the $10 million a month digit when most of them are down here. This is the list of the top 50 gachas, right? And almost all of them make less than 10 million. Only the top what looks to be 15 out of the top 50 make more than $10 million. And this is inconsistent, as you can see here with like the Uma Musume games. They made $8 million last month in the month of April compared to $10 million this month. So let's preface it with that. On top of that, we also have to include um, Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact had much more of an impact in the gacha gaming sphere. Genshin Impact came out during pandemic and during the time whenever we got stimulus checks and shit like that. So they just made a fuckload of money based off the timing. And Honkai Star Rail already had a pre-existing massive fan base from the Genshin Impact players and the Honkai Impact third players that existed. On top of it, I mean, I just like the game, and I think it just did well because it was a good turn-based game, and it revolutionized slightly the turn-based gacha game market. But I don't see this as much of a problem. I think we can truly decide whether Wuthering Waves is competing with Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail post June. I think we should give it this 1 month of June to see how well it does financially, as that is a better time frame than just 9 days to try to compete with the opening salaries of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. And here's the thing. I'll go into detail in a little bit about, how much money Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail made their opening months. So, okay, going off that, Genshin Impact in its first week made $60 million, right? It definitely did better than Wuthering Waves in this capacity. But first, it was the first real 3D open world gacha game that we've seen in a market, right? So it had, leading the charge for this new market of games that is coming out, with Wuthering Waves, Azure Permelia on the way, Arknight's Endfield, I think it's what it's called as well, Tower of Fantasy. But on top of it being in the perfect release window of the pandemic, do not underestimate how much money the pandemic generated for gacha games and Genshin Impact specifically. When everybody's locked in their rooms, doing nothing except pick and mint and spending money on gachas because they have nothing else to do because they can't go outside, these games made unbelievably large amounts of money. On top of it, it started a trend of more gacha games being put onto PC platforms and consoles because they realized mobile is not the only platform that most people play games on. A lot of people play their games on both PC and consoles. And having more access to the game just increases your player numbers and increases the amount of whales you have access to, of course. And even Honkai Star Rail in its first opening week made $42 million. It came out late March, right before April, and in the few days of March, it made $20 million. Less than um less than Wuthering Waves, of course, but it still made a shitload of money compared to a lot of games. Still, I think it's fine for Wuthering Waves to, well, only make $25 million. It's still a massive success, but if we're trying to compare it to two of the giants of the gacha gaming industry, being Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, it definitely did worse. Now, this can obviously change. A lot of things went wrong with Wuthering Waves release. First, so many people were unable to play the game because low end to mid end phones could not run this game. And in the gacha gaming sphere, a lot of your player base, especially from Asia, comes on mobile devices. So if you can't play your game on almost all mobile devices that have come out in the past 10 years, you're just losing a large percentage of your player base. Second, they didn't have a console release. Not having console release, while it might not be the largest percentage of the population that plays, gacha games on consoles, it also is still another limiting factor. Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact are available on consoles, and you can run them on almost every single device available right now. On top of it being available for PC as well. They have three different platforms, three different groups of people that can potentially play, increasing the general player base pool. Wuthering Waves missed out on a lot of that. Are they fixing it slowly with hotfixes? Yes. But did they mess up heavily when during the first week of the game, that's when most whales come out and drop all their money? Of course. I think that this was a big blunder by them, but it is recoverable. Right? They're doing good actions to fix things. They're still fucking up a lot, but based off the dev report, they're going along in the right direction. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you liked the video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll be probably streaming on Twitch later tonight at 7 p.m. CST, just about then. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.